My name is Kate Schaefer, and I'm the owner and founder of Ragged Coast Chocolates, an award-winning confectionery that I grew from a tiny one-woman home-based business into a thriving manufactory that ships our handmade confections around the world. I've spent 30 years in and around professional kitchens, the last 20 specializing in chocolate, and I love my job. My hope is that with this channel and these videos, I'll inspire home cooks and professionals alike to use chocolate with less frustration and more joy. Welcome to the Ragged Coast Kitchen. So, you want to start making chocolates in your home kitchen? That's where I started. Today we're going to talk about what tools you need to get going. You really don't need anything fancy, and in fact, you probably have most everything you need already in your kitchen. So I'm going to go through some basic tools that I think you need to get started. A set of metal mixing bowls, saucepans, heat-proof spatulas of all sizes, immersion blender, thermometer, small kitchen scale, nitrile gloves, a bench scraper, round cake pans or round pie plate, a hair dryer, small cookie scoop of various sizes, whisk, common dinner fork or dipping forks, offset icing spatula, parchment paper. Set of mixing bowls. I recommend a set of varying sizes with lips. Lips will help you pour things out of them without dripping onto your countertop or anywhere else you don't want it to go. Same with saucepans. Set of various sizes. You'll be heating cream in them. You'll be heating water for a double boiler. Could you have a double boiler? Sure. I have never used a double boiler in my life. I know that lots of people have them. They come with sets of pans. If you have one, great, use it. I just find using a saucepan with water with a bowl on top of it kind of cuts out the step of having to transfer my ingredients into a bowl. It's already in there. Heat-proof spatulas. I really recommend small ones and also mid-size as well as very large ones. Instant read thermometer. This is, we got this from Uline. You can get these at your local kitchen store or wherever. This is a great way to take temperature of melted chocolate, especially if you're tempering, and also of ganache. Immersion blender. Immersion blenders are really handy because they go under the surface of the liquid that you're mixing and it prevents air bubbles from forming. You don't want air bubbles in your ganache. I talk about this in other videos, so immersion blender is really helpful. Could you stir your ganache, emulsify it with a spoon or a whisk? Sure, but just remember that if you're using a whisk, whisks are made to incorporate air and we really don't want air in our ganache. Nitrile gloves. I recommend these if you're one of those people that doesn't like to have stuff on their hands, but also working with chocolate is messy and you're washing your hands a lot. Every little thing you do, you're gonna have to wash your hands. This helps going from one chocolate task to another. However, even though I use these all the time, it is important that you change gloves between tasks to prevent cross-contamination. Small kitchen scale. This is, something, again, you can get at your local home kitchen store. We're gonna be weighing our ingredients most of the time when we're working with chocolate, so a scale is really essential. Bench scraper. Bench scraper works for all sorts of things. It's such a multi-purpose tool, but it is especially helpful for cleaning up. So I really recommend a bench scraper for that reason. Round cake pans or pie plates. We use these to coat truffles, like round truffles in cocoa powder or chopped nuts or coconut, that type of thing. That way you can just kind of turn it around like this and it'll coat the whole thing. You can see that in some other videos that I've made as well. Hair dryer. This is probably the most important tool in a chocolate making kitchen. We use these in our professional kitchen as well. I get the cheapest ones out there. We use them every day, every hour of every day to heat up chocolate, to heat up ganache, that type of thing. It's an invaluable tool. I recommend a hair dryer. Some confectioners use heat guns. I personally don't feel comfortable using a heat gun because I feel like it's too hot and that you will end up burning your ingredients. Hair dryers work just fine. Small cookie scoops will help you scoop out the correct amount of ganache to make rolled truffles. Can you use a regular soup spoon or a teaspoon or whatever? Absolutely. This just makes it a little easier to get the right amount every time. Whisk. I know I talked about not using whisk to emulsify ganache, but whisk come in handy for lots of other stuff. Offset spatula. This comes in handy when you are spreading slabs ganache, and for if you decide to start working with molds. You'll see that I don't have molds in this setup because they're a little more challenging in a home chocolate making kitchen, but if you start using molds, this is an invaluable tool. And the regular dinner fork. This will stand in for an actual confectionery dipping fork. You can get those. They tend to run on the expensive side, which kind of blows my mind because they're so simple. So if you're just starting and you don't know if you're gonna really dive into chocolate making, you just wanna try it out, your dinner forks are gonna work just fine for dipping all sorts of chocolates, whether they're rectangle or round, also dipping things like fruits and stuff like that. All right. That is your intro to home chocolate making tools. If you keep watching videos on this channel, you will see me use all of these. If you have any questions, please list them in the comments below. Also, please like this video if it was helpful. And if you want to see more videos like this, subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on the Ragged Coast Kitchen.